It's official. The WNBA All-Star voting results just dropped, and what's supposed to be a night of celebration has blown up into the most controversial moment of the season. Forget everything you thought you knew about sports drama. This is on another level. Why? Because this year, it's not just about who made the team. It's about how one rookie, Caitlyn Clark, just got thrown into the middle of a league-wide scandal.
And let's be real, nobody expected this. Not like this. The biggest headline isn't the final roster. It's how the players themselves turned the All-Star vote into a popularity war. And the main casualty? Caitlyn Clark, the rookie phenom, breaking records, selling out arenas, and changing the way we watch women's basketball. But the players? They barely voted for her at all. What's really going on here?
If you're tuning in right now, hit that subscribe button because this episode is about to go places nobody else will dare. We're exposing what the mainstream won't say about the WNBA, its stars, and the silent battles happening behind locker room doors. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Caitlyn, or do you think her teammates have a point? We want to know.
All right, here's the deal. Caitlyn Clark. She was voted an All-Star starter. She led every rookie in fan voting. Third overall, behind only the league's biggest two names. On paper, a dream start. But the plot twist hits when you look at the player vote. 8th among guards. That's not just a drop, that's a free fall.
Hold up. The fans had her as the number 2 guard in the league. The media, number 3. But her own colleagues, 8th. Ouch. For the uninitiated, that's like going from the penthouse to the basement overnight. You can almost feel the chill in the room, right?
The internet noticed instantly. Fans, analysts, even ex-players started asking, is this just good old-fashioned gatekeeping? Or is it something worse? Jealousy, resentment, maybe even a little fear? Because let's not kid ourselves, Caitlyn Clark is the main event right now.
And it's not even close. The Indiana Fever are pulling record ratings. Her jersey sells out before tip-off. She's made the WNBA relevant in cities that didn't even know the league existed last year. But when it came time for her own peers to show some respect, crickets. Worse than crickets. Almost half didn't even put her on their ballot. That's not an oversight. That's a statement.
A pretty loud statement. And it gets juicier. After the results leaked, some players started dropping quotes, like, the league ain't about popularity, it's about respect. Think about that. It's the kind of line you say when you're annoyed that someone got in the club without waiting in line. That someone, in this case, is Caitlyn Clark.
But let's not pretend this is just about respect. The numbers don't lie. The fan base is exploding. Viewership is up 200% in some places. NBA legends are tweeting about Fever games. Kids are buying tickets, all because of this so-called media darling. And yet, in the most important vote of the year, nearly half the league acts like she's invisible.
Here's what's wild. It's turned into open warfare between fans and players. Social media went nuclear. Hashtag Justice for Caitlyn started trending. Some fans are calling it a backstab. Others say it's the ugly side of professional sports, jealousy in plain sight.
And you can't ignore the numbers. Reports say nearly 50% of WNBA players left Caitlyn off their ballot completely. She was saved by the fans and the media, plain and simple. That's the only reason she made it to Phoenix as an All-Star. Think about that. She's one of the most important players in the league's history, and she almost didn't make the cut because of her peers.
And let's add fuel to the fire. The drama didn't stop there. Once the All-Star picks were locked, fans noticed something else. Angel Reese, Caitlyn's biggest rookie rival, didn't get the same love. Suddenly, fan bases split. Team Clark versus Team Reese, Twitter battles, Instagram meltdowns. It was a full-on civil war.
But this isn't Clark versus Reese. That's just the cover story. The real drama is deeper. What happens when a player changes the whole culture of a league and the veterans aren't ready to pass the torch? It's about respect, about paying dues, but maybe, just maybe, it's about something darker.
Veteran players are feeling it. Some say Clark hasn't earned it. Others hint that all the attention is disrespectful to the ones who've been grinding in empty arenas. But ask any business owner, any sports executive, and they'll tell you, attention is everything. Caitlyn Clark brings it by the truckload.
But apparently that doesn't win you points in the locker room. Since the votes dropped, players are congratulating each other on social media, hyping up teammates. But guess who's mostly left out? You got it, Caitlyn Clark. Barely a mention. You'd expect a flood of welcome messages for the rookie All-Star. Instead, you get a silence that feels calculated.
Fans see that. They're not dumb. They see their hero crushing it, carrying the league, and getting a cold shoulder from her own squad. That's how you create a rift. Not just in the locker room, but across the league's entire audience.
And just in case anyone still thinks this is all in our heads, ex-players are jumping in now too. Tweets like, "Sold-out crowds don't make you the best," posts mocking the media queen narrative. The gatekeeping is out in the open, and fans are calling it out for what it is, jealousy, and maybe even a little fear.
Let's be honest. If Caitlyn Clark was a quiet rookie, playing 10 minutes a night, nobody would care. But she's not. She's breaking records, drawing NBA-level buzz, and making people care about the WNBA in ways we've never seen before. Of course that rubs some people the wrong way. Legends don't always get welcome parties.
And yet, through it all, Caitlyn's handled herself like a pro. No cheap shots in interviews, no passive-aggressive tweets, just "I'm honored, I'm grateful, thank you to my teammates." But you know, behind the cool, there's gotta be some fire, because the message from her peers couldn't be clearer. You might have the fans, but you don't have us. Not yet.
But here's the twist. That kind of snub, that's rocket fuel for a competitor like Clark. You can bet she's taking notes. The All-Star game isn't just another contest. Now, it's her chance to prove, on the biggest stage, that she belongs. Not just to fans, not just to the media, but to the very players who tried to keep her out.
So, what happens next? The WNBA All-Star game is set. Phoenix is about to become ground zero for one of the most watched showdowns in league history, Team WNBA versus Team USA. And all eyes, every camera, every phone, every talking head in sports is zeroed in on Caitlyn Clark. Will she drop a 30-piece and silence the doubters? Will the players warm up? Or will it get even colder on that court?
I'll tell you what I think. If history is guided, Caitlyn ain't going to say a word. She'll let her game do the talking, just like always. And if her past is any sign, she's going to put on a show for the ages. Because nothing makes a superstar shine brighter than having something to prove.
This All-Star weekend isn't just a game. It's a test. For the league, for the veterans, for the rookies, and for the fans who want to see women's basketball finally get its moment. The story isn't over. In fact, it's just getting started.
So if you thought this season was wild, buckle up. The real fireworks are coming. And the best part? The world is watching. Will the WNBA embrace its new superstar or double down on the snub? Either way, Caitlyn Clark just became the most compelling story in sports.
Subscribe, rate, share, and don't miss our next episode, because when the drama goes down in Phoenix, you know we'll have the unfiltered truth, right here on NextGen Unfiltered.
One last question for the haters. You sure you want to make Caitlyn Clark your villain? Because villains have a way of stealing the show.
Don't blink. This All-Star game, it's personal now.